Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Teen Wolf Season 3, Episode 16, Illuminated. And I love this episode. It was another great episode, in my opinion. One of the things I loved was just, it was a very dark, but it was also a very funny episode. Also, what I'm liking is, when Kira was first introduced, and I heard she was going to be Scott's interest, I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. They're really making us forget about Scott and Allison completely. I don't even want them together anymore. Because I really love Kira's character. I really like the way they've done that. They've really gotten me to really like Kira as a character. I'm really hoping it's not something where she turns out to actually be the villain of the show. Because that would be stupid. I really hope they don't do that. Let's just get to this episode though, because I really liked it. And again, it was Halloween on the show. MTV's timeline is just fucked up. I don't know why, who makes their timelines or whatever, but it doesn't make sense half the time. Let's just get to the episode, though. So, the show opens with kids. They're smashing pumpkins. It's Halloween. There's this horde of shadow figures. The one that previously attacked Isaac is walking down the street, and they approach the children. We now have our big villain, these shadow hunters. These shadow figures are going to be like the big villain now. And they have 3B, so yeah. So Allison and Mr. Argent are attending to Isaac, who was recently attacked. He's distraught. He described the figures. There were 5 of them. They wore masks. Their eyes were yellow and glowing like fireflies. Isaac says they just appeared out of the shadows. Mr. Argent is suspicious of the figures, and he wants Allison and Isaac to keep this under wraps. He says that he thinks they might have been after him, and we see he retreats into his room. He examines a small artifact in a small chest, and it's a mask. And the one the shadow figures wear, this one, however, is cracked in half. So then we see that the gang is being interviewed by Scott's father. Kira, Lydia, Stiles, and Scott. And he's trying to figure out how they managed to find Barrow. He continues to suspect lies and deceit. Kira wants her phone back, but Scott's father tells her no. Kira is taken into another room to fill out paperwork before she can return home with her things. And at home, Kira lights a candle and breathes. Time's trying to take in the terrifying ordeal Barrow put her through. And meanwhile at school, they are still at school. And I love the fact where they're like, just because the power's out doesn't mean you can't go to school. That was really funny. And I will tell you guys, I've told you guys this before, I had a power outage in school, and even though I had a power outage in school, we still were in school all day long, and it was freezing, because it was like January of last year. It was freezing, but we had school. Did I make a video that day? I don't know if I did. No, I didn't make a video that day. But, that was a pretty crazy day, I gotta say, but, that scene was definitely really funny because it was very relatable. Stiles opens his locker though, and there's this key that falls out. And I had no idea what this meant or anything, but Scott wants to chat with Kira. So he goes to chat with Kira about what happened. And he finds Kira. She says she wants to show him something nobody's seen before. She takes a picture of her with the flash on. When he takes the photo, a gold aura appears on the pic, and he says she doesn't know why it happened, but it just started a few months ago, and if someone sees their pictures, they'll start to ask questions. Scott and Kira realize they need to get her phone, because there's a shitload of pictures on there. So, back from the percent. Meanwhile, the shadow figure shows up at Derek's right after he passed out some candy to some adorable trick-or-treaters. The blacklight party is being thrown at Derek's loft. Stiles hooks Scott and Kira up with card keys to sneak into the precinct. He tells them how to sneak effectively, and this is where the rest of the episode takes place, at this party. They get inside. There's a person on staff, but they get around him all right. They head into the room where a phone is being held. They find the phone, go to delete the pictures, but of course the phone is dead. They attempt to change the phone up on a laptop, and I like that, they had to cover up the reason why, what pictures were on her phone, and Scott said they were all naked pictures. That was definitely really funny. I like how in this season, they have the really dramatic stuff, but then they also have really funny stuff. I like how they're doing that this season. Scott's dad pulls up to the percent. Stiles has to act fast. He runs in after Scott's father in an attempt to warn Scott and Kira. They manage to get the pics deleted successfully. So before Scott's father enters the office, Stiles says, "Listen, I know why you hate my dad because he knows something about you and I know it too." And Scott's father is very visibly shaken by this. So what could Stiles have possibly known about Scott's father? Does he have a terrible secret? All is revealed later. But the neon rage party is in full swing at Derek's loft. Isaac says that Derek can never know about this. Danny and Ethan have a moment. Danny gets his body painted and as the lights flash and the music bumps, the shadow figures materialize. Danny thinks he sees something, but his mind doesn't register the figures. So Ethan's going to get ice for the party. The generator they have powering the electricity is falling. The small light bulb is flickering in and out. The shadow figures show up and take Ethan. And by the way, I have never been to a dark light party. I've never heard of it. But it's pretty cool. I definitely think it'd be a cool experience. It'd probably be really loud, but it seems like a lot of fun. Stiles tells Scott about the key that somehow showed up on his key ring earlier this morning, and Scott asks if they should go investigate. But a girl comes to get Stiles in the cheek, and he gets distracted. So Scott and Kira are at the party too. Allison notices Scott with Kira, which causes Kira to pull away from Scott. Scott realizes that he wants to be there with Kira. Despite the awkwardness between him and Allison, he turns on his red eyes and examines the room. He sees Kira's mystical aura, which takes the form of a fox around her body. So Allison stands behind Isaac. Isaac asks her if she's told Scott about what happened. Stiles is from Caitlin, the girl whose girlfriend died during 3A. I don't remember a girl named Caitlin. I don't. So, she leaves the party. So Lydia observes everything at the party. She seems a strange energy in the room. She sees a shadow man flickering in the distance. Nobody else seems to notice them. She calls her Scott, but he doesn't hear her. She leaves the party to get some fresh air. A shadow man rises from the ground. Lydia tries to scream, but the figure holds up his hands and steals her scream. That scene was it was actually pretty terrifying. I kind of got goosebumps in that scene. That scene was scary. I won't lie about that. Danny goes up to Aiden asking for Ethan. Danny says that he hasn't seen him in over 30 minutes. So Caitlin's kissing Stiles when Stiles realizes there's a luminescent fingerprint on the mysterious key found in his locker earlier that morning. Caitlin tells him that someone must have been handling chemicals of some sort. Certain chemicals harbor ingredients that reach under UV light. So he's a light bulb moment, runs away though he doesn't want to. Then Scott and Kira share a moment. She wants to know how he's not freaked out by what she is. She thinks she just looks like a demon from hell, but Scott tells her she looks like a fox. Allison is dancing with Isaac. When she notices something behind his ear, it's the number 5. Danny and Aiden find Lydia. She's cold and unresponsive. Allison and Isaac stumble upon Ethan. He is marked with the same number as Isaac. Next, we see that Lydia and Derek have also been marked. So far, 4 individuals have been marked, and we don't know why. Derek then returns to his loft, shuts down the rave. The shadow figures come and attack the gang. The werewolves are no match for the supernatural figures. We have our first, big fight scene from 3B, and it was amazing. They mark Aiden with the same mark. Kira looks on. She realizes that Scott's not what he seems. When the sun comes up, the shadow figures disappear. So Kira saw Scott as a werewolf, and she was actually pretty freaked out about this. I was surprised that she was so freaked out, but she was. So, then we see that Mr. Argent, then we get probably one of the most interesting, I don't really know where they're going to go with the scene. I'm definitely, what's going on here? Mr. Argent, he's coming home from his, from work. His hands are bloody, and he collapses. Because they told him that, that Allison's father's timeline is up now. So I'm definitely interested in seeing where this is going to go. This was actually pretty interesting. I thought it was definitely interesting to see all that happen. Stiles is seen unlocking the door with the mysterious key that appeared on his key ring. Stiles realizes he wrote the message on the board in the chemical lab, as well as unlocked the chemistry cabinet for Barrow to hide in. Basically, Stiles left the message for Barrow and he orchestrated the attack. So Stiles is to blame? What? This doesn't even make any sense. What I'm so confused as, why did Stiles do it? Was he under some sort of spell? He did have that problem where he couldn't read. So, could that have been part of it? Could he have done that when he was losing his mind? He doesn't remember. I don't know. But it's pretty crazy. I gotta say, this was a fantastic episode. One thing that I forgot to mention is we did get a lot of Allison and Isaac, and you know what? I actually really want them to be together. I like them together. I think they're cute together, and I would like them to start something. Scott and Kira, I'd like for them to start something as well. Now Kira's terrified of Scott, though, because she knows he's a werewolf. So what's Kira going to do about this? What's Kira's family going to say when they find out Scott's a werewolf? What do you think of the whole, how did Stiles write that message on the board? That's my big question. How did he do that? I have no idea how he did that. What caused him to do that, what the whole thing with that was. I have no idea what that was about. Also, would you want to go to one of these parties? I definitely would. It seems like a lot of fun. Plus it'd probably be fun. Definitely, I think. Also, why did Mr. Argent just collapse? What do these shadow figures mean? It looks like next week we're going to figure out more about these shadow figures and what they are exactly. Why they're all marked. Why are they all marked? We still don't know. What does the 5 mean? Some people are speculating the 5 means that's how much time they have left, which I think that makes sense, definitely. And I think that's a very good possibility. But I guess we'll just have to see. Again, love this episode. Probably the best episode of the season. And I know I've been saying that about every single episode, but they really are doing a great job with 3B. There's not been one bad episode yet. So that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, sorry these Monday reviews are so late, but I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for the Vampire Diaries. So see you then. Bye.